not our presentation.
Chances are we'll have enough time after finishing up this tutorial from the last episode for some minor grunt work that needs to get done on some projects I'm working on. Then we'll call it an episode for today. Sound good? Now, as you might recall in our last episode, we were demonstrating how to change the dreaded copyright at the bottom of a web page automatically without needing to manually change it every January. Trust me when I tell you, I've worked on over 300 websites over my 10, 11-year career. Changing a website on changing the copyright on every single one of those websites is brutal. And especially when before, I started transitioning over to React, having to change it on every single page was even more brutal. So I'm going to show you in both JavaScript and React on how to change that copyright automatically. So if you will follow me to the big screen here, I'm going to increase the size of the font here. So courtesy of KirstenMartin.com, which is a Squarespace educator, as it says right here, you can change your copyright in line with JavaScript. So simply put, all you gotta do is open your paragraph tag, put in copyright, ampersand copy, semicolon, open your script tag, and just put the JavaScript code in there. Document.write, open parentheses, new date, with date being capital D, open and close parentheses, dot get full year, open close parentheses, and then close parentheses again, and then close the script tag. As long as JavaScript is enabled on your website, you should be able to pull this off. I've tested it a couple times. It works great. But the way that I have been doing it lately seems to work a little bit better. So I'm going to pull that up right now. Since I got to get in Visual Studio Code anyway, let me increase the font size here as well. Now, for those of you that are seeing this either on Twitch or on YouTube, great. I'm gonna break it down though for everybody that can't see it as kind of a play-by-play. So what I'm looking at right now is the footer component for Paddywhack Homemade Gifts, which is the site that I alluded to earlier that Tiger is a part of. So you've got your imports. These are really not all that important. The big thing that you want to keep in mind is this return. So obviously we're going to start with the div, and that would be a dog sneezing in the background. Open the container. I have container imported from React Strap, which is something I'm going to change when I change the website. Just because I like React Bootstrap a little bit better. Have the copyright right here. So the important part is ampersand copy semicolon, and then this part right here is encased in curly brackets. So it's basically the exact same as what was shown on the JavaScript thing. Basically, all you're doing with those curly brackets is you're encasing JavaScript. Those are the opening and closing script tags. And you don't have to use document.write or anything like that. You just basically have the new date, get full year. And I guarantee if you're doing a React site, if you're doing a React web app, this is going to save you time and money. And as a web developer, both are going to come at very high price. So, all of that being said, I implore you to do the research on your own, especially if you're an up and coming developer. Definitely reach out on the Discord channel, which again is included in the description. The link is included in the description. I also will be including it in the description for both YouTube and the pod. And, do a Google search. I promise you are not going to vaporize or disintegrate into dust because Thanos was not happy that you Google searched the solution to your problem and decided, nope, you're done, bye. He's not going to do that. I promise you. You're fine. Let me switch back to this. I want to thank everybody that is watching, that is, following. I appreciate everybody that has been watching and listening to this. Again, I want to re-emphasize that this is a very grassroots operation with no funding of any kind other than using the equipment that I already own. So if you want to donate, don't mind the dog in the background. I unfortunately do not have a Patreon set up, but you can always email me at contact@galacticblue.net. You can also, email me there if you want to unofficially sponsor the podcast. Follow me on Twitter at galacticblue1, facebook.com/galacticblueus, YouTube by searching for Galactic Blue, or again, the link is in the description of the podcast and the YouTube channel. But then again, if you're on YouTube, you're already there, so yeah. Or if you want to see our live streams, head on over to twitch.tv/galacticblue1. galacticblue.net is where you can find us, and the podcast is going to be up by Thursday on Buzzsprout, which can then be submitted out to all the hitters like Google Play, Apple, Spotify, so forth. Links for all the social media can be found in the description of the YouTube video and or podcast. We're currently working on a website for the podcast, so keep following us on Twitter for updates on that. And again, I want to reemphasize, thank you so much for watching and for listening. And until next time, always remember your closing tags.
On that, our presentation.